that breaking news this afternoon in Tracy. A live look over the massive warehouse that was destroyed by fire. It is still smoldering this noon hour. Plumes of white smoke coming up from the burned metal and ashes. The fire started yesterday afternoon on Promontory Parkway around 1 o'clock and quickly spread through the 1 million square foot medical supplies warehouse. And you can see here the black plume of smoke from yesterday. It was massive, even covering the warehouses just behind it. Thick, dark black smoke with big pieces of ash and other debris from this burning warehouse. Again, 1 million square feet. That's about the size of 15 football fields lined up next to each other. It has been a long and tough night and firefight for fire crews. They've been dealing with water pressure issues and, of course, hot temperatures. And on top of that, they say the building sprinklers were not working and they don't know why. KCRA 3's Esteban Reynoso joins us live from Tracy. Esteban, are you hearing any updates out there today, almost 24 hours later?
Yeah, that's something that we've been trying to gather a lot more information about what happened here, what happened last night, but we're still seeing this building burn. As you see right behind me here, still a lot of smoke coming out from this 1 million plus square foot warehouse. As you mentioned, 16 football fields. So you can imagine the work that first responders have ahead of them, and they are still out here. We've seen several different agencies that have been out here, Lathrop, Manteca, as well as even the city of Newman, including Tracy and the San Joaquin Consolidated Fire District itself, even the South County Fire as well. Firefighters have been out here battling the flames, battling this smoke, battling the heat and the environment and elements that you have seen around here as well. So this is really an all-out kind of battle that they've been trying to get under control. This warehouse that we have here, this MedLife warehouse that we know that supplied a lot of medical supplies to the Bay Area, to this area around here in San Joaquin County as well. Now, I did just get some numbers from one of the San Joaquin business councils that's around here. They say that nearly 1,000 jobs is something that they're looking into, either to get people new work or to try to figure out a way where they can still pay their bills and make sure that people are taken care of during that time. So that's something that we're also looking into as well, this economic and business impact, not just in the city of Tracy, but throughout San Joaquin County and really the entire state that gets impacted by this. And Cassidy, if you go ahead and pan a little to your left, you can see even more people out here. Tracy Police Department is still out here trying to figure out exactly how this fire started. There's really an all-out agency presence at this fire, this huge warehouse that has unfortunately gone up in flames, and the smoke still billowing out from this area, still sending a lot of toxic smoke into the air. So that's something that we're also trying to watch out for. Luckily, we are downwind from here, so it seems blue skies and things seem pretty clear, at least on this side. We're on Hanson and Promontory Parkway, so far things seem pretty calm, at least here, but still fire crews are really trying to get this thing under control, stop the smoke from escaping out here, and that seems like priority number one, to try to make sure that this fire is mitigated. But again, luckily no injuries to report, and that's something that they continue to tell us is a win here, guys. For now, live in Tracy, Esteban Reynoso, KCRA 3 News, back to you.
And Esteban, I know yesterday we were finding those huge pieces of ash and debris and melted building parts, frankly. Are you seeing that blowing around today like we were yesterday?
A little bit. I can tell that it's pretty clean as for right now, especially just across the street. You would imagine that things are a lot different, but we've seen a little debris of some metal, maybe a little bit of burnt stuff that's kind of on the side here, but for the most part, things seem pretty clear, at least from this vantage point. But of course, that's something that we're going to continue to update, because people are still reporting a lot of debris that was really thrown into the air and went as far as even 5 miles away from this fire. So that's something that people don't want to have either breathing in or touching. If you don't need to touch it, you don't want to. But as far as right in front of the business here, right in front of MedLife Warehouse, we haven't seen too much of that debris, which is good.
That is great news, Esteban. Thank you so much. We want to give you a quick little aerial tour. We have several different perspectives of what this looks like from the sky almost 24 hours later. We're coming up into the 24th hour, and these live pictures you can see, it is just decimated in there, just nothing but black melted metal and all of the other medical products. Thankfully, we're not seeing those flames like we were yesterday afternoon, but you can see how much progress the firefighters have made actually putting out all of those flames, and it's just a lot of smoldering debris at this point. We can see in a lot clearer than we could yesterday. You can even see the rows inside this warehouse. That's where all of the product was held, row by row, in this massive warehouse of MedLife. You can see just how big it is. Now this is a different aerial perspective, just trying to give you a little tour here in Tracy, a different vantage point, and you can see what it looks like. Not as bad as what we saw yesterday. Things definitely are improving. The roads around it still closed, obviously for good reason, but that smoke is still laying down almost flat and still kind of covering that FedEx warehouse right behind it. This is what it looks like from the ground, and that really gives you an even better perspective because you can see how high that fence is, and then look at how much higher the smoke goes up into the sky. So now here is a live look from Live Copter 3 over the scene. This is right in the middle of the Tracy Triangle, just south of the 205, and still that FedEx building on the far left there in the shadows of all this dark smoke. Now, FedEx has said their warehouse is in good condition, which is great because firefighters really took a stand in protecting their warehouse. That's the great news, that this didn't spread anywhere else. But man, that fire quickly took off in this warehouse with a ton of flammable stuff inside, medical supplies, and it was just up in flames, everything destroyed. It's now just a hollow shell of melted metal and product and plastic, and of course it's a hazmat situation for sure. Now, earlier today, officials gave an update as firefighters are continuing their efforts to knock the fire down completely. KCRA 3's Melanie Wingo is in Tracy with the newest information.
Nearly 24 hours after this fire started at the Medline Medical Products facility in Tracy, we're seeing what's left behind of the structure. As you can see, it's caving in onto itself. This fire has burned all throughout the night and into the morning hours, and it's still putting up a ton of smoke into the air. Thick black cloud of smoke. It's gone from wafting straight up into the air to now drifting south and east. This facility, 1 million square feet in size, unprecedented in nature is how the fire service described this one. There have been very few warehouse facility fires of this magnitude. So much product on the inside, all now destroyed, according to firefighters. What they were talking about this morning as they did a media briefing is the fact that they faced severe challenges with water supply, getting water on this from the start. They didn't have water pressure on the on-site hydrants working as it should. And then according to Tracy Fire, they also said the internal sprinkler system on the inside of this building wasn't up to what it should be for a facility of this size. Lots of questions still remain, even though the sprinkler system was checked at the beginning of this year. It's unclear why it was given the go-ahead and given the seal of approval when it didn't end up helping to curb this fire or stop it in its tracks from spreading further throughout the building and perhaps preventing a disaster of this scale for this company. We know that Medline Medical Products is a company that here at the Tracy site employs around 900 people. 120 of those workers were at the site when the fire broke out. All of those people made it out okay. We did hear from Tracy Fire. They'll be providing another media briefing around 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so we should learn more about this incident in the coming hours. Reporting from Tracy, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
Yeah, and Medline has given us a statement today saying on June 11th, a fire impacted Medline's distribution facility in Tracy, California. We are grateful that all Medline employees and on-site personnel were safely evacuated and accounted for. The Tracy facility is part of Medline's expansive distribution network and specifically a local distribution center largely serving parts of Northern California. Medline's supply chain is designed with resiliency, scale, and flexibility at its core. Immediately following this incident, Medline activated a command center and a network contingency plan and began incorporating secondary and tertiary distribution centers. Product distribution, previously supported by the Tracy facility, has been reassigned, and it is in the process of being deployed to other facilities within our regional network to help maintain service and support support customer needs. We will continue to share updates as more information becomes available. Medline claims to be the largest provider of medical surgical products. They make everything from wound care products to lab supplies and to protective equipment that doctors and nurses wear. Fire officials say this could affect commerce throughout the country.
There's a lot of medical equipment that are loaded up in those trucks that those hospitals and medical facilities are relying upon. This distribution center, this devastating fire is going to affect e-commerce, throughout the nation, definitely on the western part of the United States, as this was the main distribution center for all medical supplies.
And this specific Medline hub supplies major hospitals and healthcare systems in our region. They're listed there, including Sutter Health, UC Davis, Kauai Health, Enloe Health, Stanford Medicine, Carson Tahoe Health, and the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. We've also reached out to the hospitals in our area listed that we showed you, and a spokesperson from Sutter Health sent KCRA 3 this statement saying, in part, at this time, we do not anticipate broad impacts. Our supply chain teams have contingency plans in place to maintain access to critical supplies. We also got a statement from UC Davis Health. They say Medline is one of dozens of suppliers they use, and they say we are a large hospital. That means we have many different suppliers for different things. We're asking employees to be careful with supplies until we know the impact of this fire. Here's a look at the area where the Medline facility is located. As I mentioned before, this is in the middle of the Tracy Triangle south of the 205, but it's an industrial park with lots of warehouses there, including Amazon, Williams-Sonoma, the Home Depot, FedEx, which is right behind Medline. And authorities confirmed the exterior of that neighboring FedEx building caught fire yesterday, although FedEx has said that their building for the most part is fine. Firefighters aggressively attacked it. They saved the distribution center, and this morning FedEx tells us their structure's okay. No packages were damaged, but a few empty trailers were lost, and we also know some pallets caught fire just because we were watching from live copter yesterday in real time. Now let's take a look at the fire. Again, you can see the dark black smoke in the air. We're not seeing any of that white smoke that we saw yesterday as firefighters were actively spraying water down onto the flames. That's what was giving us the white smoke. Today, it's just kind of burning itself out for the most part in a really thick charcoal gray black smoke. Again, crews have been there since yesterday when they first got the call about 12:58 p.m. But that smoke yesterday, there was a huge trail about 20 miles long. We could see it from radar. Brian Hickey's tracking it for us right now. How does it look at this time, almost 24 hours later?
Yeah, we can see it on the radar and can even see it on the visible satellite image, and I pull that back up today because while we still have smoke coming from the fire, we're not seeing that long plume like we saw yesterday afternoon when the most intense part of this fire was burning. Winds right now through the area coming out of the west, northwest at 11 miles per hour. That's why it's pushing it back across the road away from 205, and unfortunately we're expecting those winds to pick up later this afternoon up to around 17 miles per hour by 3:30 this afternoon, and then gusting up to possibly over 20 miles per hour as we make our way into the evening. So if you're in areas like Patterson, you can see the wind arrows pointing in that direction. You might get a whiff of it, but again, the smoke is dissipating. It's not quite as intense as it was yesterday, and once it gets aloft, it is starting to spread out a bit more. So you might smell it, but hopefully the air quality won't be as bad as what we saw yesterday. But right now we are in the orange off to the east in places like Modesto for the sensitive group, and that will likely start to impact areas to the south and southeast by this evening as the wind shifts around and picks up a bit. Right now we're at 88 in Sacramento, 94 in Stockton, and you can see out across the area the sky is clear here. Hello, bird. Through Sacramento and off into Butte County. They're looking good, and we'll have a look at the 7-day forecast, which does include some heat risk going into the weekend, and then a little bit of relief next week. We'll have that coming up, Lisa.
Man, 94 already in Stockton. That means we're going to go well above that triple-digit mark. We reached out to San Joaquin Delta College to see if there was an impact to their summer session classes taking place there at Mountain House campus, just 13 minutes away from where the fire is burning. Spokesperson said they are monitoring the fire, but as of right now, there is no impact to their campus, which is great news. We'll continue to follow this breaking news on air and online as we get more information. Stay up to date minute by minute with the latest changes. Download the KCRA 3 app. It's free to download. We have continuing coverage on the massive fire. These live pictures showing us that dark smoke that Brian was just talking about. And you can see it still continue to smolder. At least we're not seeing smoke across the whole warehouse. Some parts have stopped smoldering, which is great news.